Hey guys, Nestletter Magic here, and there was a disqualification for potentially cheating, and I'm going to say potentially because this is a little up in the air, but highly suspicious. I mean, let's just say the judge thought it was disqualification worthy, and there's a lot of money on the line. So yeah, this happened at what they're calling Mythic Championship II. I don't know why they're calling it that, because Mythic Championship I was paper, and it was in Cleveland, Ohio in February, and then they just had the digital one. They just streamed it. I mean, wasn't it like 2 or 3 weeks ago? I mean, look at their official page. It says Mythic Championship 3, version MTG Arena, city, date, and time and everything, TBA, to be announced. Bitch, it already happened. I mean, all I followed was the memes about the server disconnecting in the middle of it. I thought that was pretty funny. So anyway, at Mythic Championship 2, the third one, which just concluded like yesterday, super long time pro player, everybody's heard this name, Yuuya Watanabe was disqualified, I guess between round 15 and 16 is my understanding. So pretty late, like he knew he was going top 8 at that point, except he got DQ'd. So he had changed sleeves in round 12 by his own admission. I don't know if we have proof of this. He used the ones provided by Wizards of the Coast for the tournament. And obviously Wizards provided the sleeves because they know that a huge number of people at this tournament are cheaters. They should have just called it Cheater Fest 2019. And for some reason, a judge deck checked him in round 14. Then one of the judges named Ricardo, not sure if that's the first name or last name, could be either. He said at the end of round 15 that he would like to confirm something with his deck. So if it had to do with the last deck check, I'm not sure. Maybe one of the judges thought they saw something. Maybe they only looked at the cards but didn't analyze the sleeves, but some other judge looking over his shoulder saw something. I don't know. Maybe it was completely unrelated. Maybe they were deck checking everyone. We don't know. And I guess either right before or like during round 16, a judge pulled him aside and said, "You're disqualified." And he was playing Tron, and everybody knows that like 50% of all Tron players are cheaters, just ballparking it. Shocker, the Tron lands were marked. During a deck check in round 15 at Mythic Championship 2, the judge staff noticed an issue with Yuuya Watanabe's deck where the sleeves of his Urza's power plants were marked in a specific way. 3 Urza's mines and 1 Urza's tower had a different marking, and 3 Urza's towers and 1 Urza's mine also had a different marking. No other cards in the deck nor sideboard had any of these marks. The judge staff determined that the odds of this happening by accident were close to non-existent and disqualified Watanabe from the event. This infraction will be further investigated by the MPL, which is of course the My Pony League, and that's the end of the statement. So they phrased this in such an odd way, but his Urza's power plants were marked in a specific way, so I assume they mean all of them, all 4 of them. Then 3 mines and 1 Urza's tower had a different marking, so 3 and 1 but not matching, and then 3 towers and 1 mine were marked in a different way. So it was 4, 3, 1, 3, 1. Why would anyone do that? Is it just to throw off the judges? Because apparently it worked in round 12. Or I mean round 14. Round 12 is when he resleeved them. I mean, you would actually trick yourself. Like you would, if you marked 4 of them one way, but it's 3-1, you'd be like, oh, here comes a mine. Oh crap, that's a tower. Maybe he did it so quickly and subtly, he made a mistake. He marked them wrong twice. It seems a little shaky. Maybe it's just the whole plausible deniability. Do not cheat unless you have plausible deniability. Ask any longtime pro, because they're all cheaters. Maybe he'd say, yeah, but this alleged mark, one of the towers has it. I'd mix up my towers and my mines. But then again, like probability-wise, if it's 4, 3, 1, 3, 1, you're probably going to get it right. Now, the other thing is, what the hell is the point of marking your Tron lands? You can't just see that it's on the top of your deck and be like, I'm going to put a card on the bottom of my deck for no reason. I don't know his exact deck list. Maybe he has optional ways to shuffle. And then if he sees the Tron land he needs, he would like hold off on shuffling or scrying or whatever. I know there's at least a few cards in like every Tron lineup that could do that. So it's such a minor advantage. But then again, if you do this, and this, and it gives you a 15% advantage, it might seem minuscule, but you will just dominate a tournament with a 15% advantage. That is like an unspeakable level of rigging. Like you guys don't even know, even 5%. You will blow people away with a 5% more consistent deck, especially if it's like per turn or like per set of 4 cards out of 60, because then it recurs every turn and the probability stacks. So the consistency of the cheat is a little bit in question. The advantage and effectiveness of the cheat is a little bit in question, but it's reasonable. And then the plausible deniability cover of, oh, well, look, it's 3131. It's not 444 with different marks. I didn't mark them. That almost seems like more suspicious than if it was 444. Like, that would be plain as day, but this is like, it really looks like you covered it up or you just made a mistake. So I assume a DQ results in nothing, and he would have been looking at, oh boy, what is it, like, at that level, 25,000 minimum, upwards of $250,000? I mean, top 8. So depending on how you look at it, he lost a buttload of money through allegedly doing this. Luckily, Watanabe actually released a statement on Twitter, unlike his friend, and I'm not kidding, his actual friend, Owen, who disappeared. He's probably living on an island in the Bahamas with no Wi-Fi because he disappeared off the internet after he was accused with some questionable... It's not like I've seen the evidence. Let's just say he's accused by a very questionable person who has a long history of dating Magic pros and then bitching about them later. But then again, most pros are scumbags, so it's like, I don't know. Let's just say it's shaky. But yeah, Owen hasn't released a statement, to say the least. And so he was the last person to get DQ'd from a Mythic Championship. That's where I was going with that, if you're wondering why that was so random. But yeah, if he did all the stuff that he's accused of and it's provable, and I mean, it appears that the evidence is provable or they wouldn't have kicked him out just on rumors, then again, it is Wizards and, they'll overreact and knee-jerk to any kind of accusation about men. But yeah, he has released no statement to defend himself. That's not what innocent people tend to do. But virtually immediately, Watanabe's coming out with a full statement. So this is the translation by Basaka NZ on Reddit of his direct statement from Twitter. I'm going to skip the middle part because I already said what happened. So I've received many messages from a lot of people regarding the disqualification and have been reading them when possible. I was quite confused when it first happened, but after a day or so, I have finally felt calm enough to explain the situation from my point of view. And whether he's guilty or not, I can respect that. Although if he's doubling down and trying to cover, actually, I guess I can't. But if he's innocent, yeah, this is what you would do. But remember, one of the last people who, what did he, add cards or remove them or something, then he posted a fake deck list that was provably false and then tripled down on how it was all conspiracy against him. It's all a lie. Or maybe that was a pick up a card from your graveyard guy or I don't remember. So many cheaters. Anyway, he was instantly on Twitter to defend himself and it turned out it was all BS. He was just trying to cover. So don't just take guilty people run and hide and innocent people defend themselves immediately. I'm taking Watanabe's side. Don't jump to that conclusion necessarily. But what he has to say is very interesting. So let's resume. So after losing to Tien Nguyen in round 12, he decided to change his sleeves. That is because the original ones were worn out from yesterday's play, and I felt that I mulliganed more than usual during that match. It was more of a superstition, but I changed the sleeves using the ones provided by Wizards of the Coast for the tournament. And then blah, 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 what happened, what round, when he got deck check, whatever. Okay, so the judge pulled him aside. Once I did, the head judge displayed my Tron lands in a public fashion and said, your Tron lands are marked in a pattern that cannot be explained by normal play. As such, you will be disqualified from the tournament. I did not realize the marked sleeves at all and could not accept the ruling and provided several points of opinion. The head judge took on board my opinions and added, I understand, but in reality, these cards are marked as you can see it. I realized that the ruling would not be overturned, and given the condition of the deck, I accepted the ruling. This was later announced publicly. So I don't know if he admitted it or if he just accepted it. It sounds like he didn't say, oh yeah, I did that on purpose. He's just oh yeah, this is unfortunate, whatever. What am I going to say? I mean, they look marked. And then he goes on to say, I really did not notice the marked cards and I am not sure how the sleeves ended up like that. See, doesn't that sound like something somebody would say to cops while getting arrested? I don't know how that got there. I have no idea. Now, this is the interesting point. I believe that this could have been done due to Tron lands being searched up and touched more than the other cards in the deck. And my understanding of how Tron plays is yeah, that would be true, definitely. But the thing is, 0 other cards in the deck were found to be marked in the same way. I assume it's probably a corner fold or a slight curl, and maybe top left was one of them, top right was one of them, but then like I said, it wasn't consistent 4-4-4. And edge curling and folds on cheap sleeves are pretty bad. I don't know what brand they were. Although in pictures, it looks like they were these really crappy Legion sleeves. I've seen that brand and they are not great. But you got to think of the sheer coincidence of this. I mean, it was almost a perfect 4-4-4 to the point where a judge was like, this doesn't look random. 0 other cards in the deck. 48 other cards had no damage whatsoever. But then again, Tron lands do get handled and fetched a lot more, touched for tapping. But 0 other cards with a similar damage, like a fingernail mark. I mean, the problem is we don't have a picture. I wasn't there. The judges didn't describe the type of marking. It could be a Sharpie mark. It could be ink. I don't know. It could be a little indent, a pinprick. It could be a thumbnail or like any fingernail indent. I mean, we have no idea how blatant, how obvious. Was it natural damage? Was it accidental? If it's a fingernail mark in a particular corner or something, he did that, okay? If it's a very slight directional curl to a corner, like upwards so that you could see it only if it's on the top, I mean, the fact that it's so close to being a perfect 4/4/4 and none of the other cards were touched, I can't get past that. But Tron lands are handled more and those sleeves suck. So it's like, I don't know. This is a tough one. I think I would lean like 60% in favor of he was cheating, which is not a very strong opinion, but that's influenced by, boy, was there a lot of money on the line. He changed his sleeves in round 12 for superstitious reasons because of mulliganing. Honestly, sounds like something I would do, but still. I had orange sleeves that after losing enough times with them, when I re-sleeved like 2 different decks, I just burned them. I lit them on fire. But anyway, I mean, just the sheer number of longtime pros, not just new up-and-coming, look, I won 2 tournaments, like longtime pros who consistently win way more than any kind of skill or random chance would suggest. You should scrutinize them really damn close. I mean, everybody just thought Fabrizio was a great player. For like 6 years, he was just dominating GPs. Nobody can win that often. It can't be done. It is mathematically and probability-wise effectively impossible. And human skill can only be taken into account, and Wizards handing them free wins that they call buys and I call a tournament rigging, that only goes so far. And then you add on angle shooting bullshit and manipulation of the judges and all this other crap that disqualifies people and knocks people off balance and just is cheating, but they never call them on it. You can only get so much of an advantage from that. To win that many GPs, you have to be rigging your mana base and then not shuffling, which is what he was doing. And like the advantage to that is virtually immeasurable. I mean, you will consistent mana in every game. Every time your opponent gets mana screwed, you win. It's really that simple because you'll pull what you need and they won't, and they're free win. And that happens like a certain percentage of the time. That's 2 digits. To put it very simply, well, Watanabe has won $400,525 in total winnings. He has 5 Pro Tour top 8s with 0 wins, and for Grand Prix top 8s, he has 28 with 7 wins. So in other words, he's cheating. Nobody's that good. It's impossible. That record cannot be done by a human being. It's that simple. Oh, and he's won Player of the Year, I think more than once. He's been voted into the Hall of Fame, which hopefully they revoke. And unfortunately, I don't know anything about pro players when it comes to like who's suspicious and who's shady, but we'll see if everybody dumps on him on Twitter and says, yeah, finally he got caught, or if people are like, oh no, he's had a perfect record for 10 years, never heard anything bad about him. But when judges are called in suspicious circumstances that don't require disqualification, or don't result in one, I should say, they make note of it in case it becomes a pattern, because they're like, this is plausibly deniable, this is a little off, maybe he misrepresented the board state, I don't know. Here's a warning, maybe not here's a warning, but it's going in the notes. Like I heard that they all keep notes so that if something shaky happens, you can look it up later, have the head judge do it, and they'll look in a database and be like, yeah, but he's been suspected of doing this 3 times. That's basically how they caught Fabrizio. By the way, the first Fabrizio. There's been 2 Fabrizios that have been caught cheating. I mean, the first one. Gee, I feel like I shouldn't have to specify which person named Fabrizio got booted for cheating, but there's that many damn cheaters in Pro Magic. So anyway, if this is the first time he's ever been suspected or had a reputation for doing anything shady, then I might bring it back up to 50-50. This is still pretty bad. Remember, the judges, the head judges at the most like high-level, highly controlled, scrutinized lockdown tournament thought that it was disqualification worthy. Let's just say I don't think I'd be on the fence 50-50, 60-40, any of this crap if I saw the sleeves myself. I think I'd be 100%, 0% if I saw them, and I guess I'll defer to the judges on this one, so I might change it to 70-30 that he's guilty. But I'd leave the door open because, I mean, his explanation sounds kind of plausible, but maybe that was the whole plan. So yeah, if this happened on accident, boy, that is the most unfortunate thing ever, but I don't usually believe in accidents when it comes to pro players getting caught cheating, especially given these exact circumstances. And, slight clarification, it looks like 1st through 8th, which he would have qualified for, the prize structure was 50,000, 20,000, 15,000, 12,500, 10,000, 9, 7, 5, and 6. So not quite what I thought. I thought the top was $250,000. I guess not. So hey, let me know if you know anything about his reputation or if you have access to that little DCI notebook. I mean, I assume it's digital actually. Or if he's been caught before and I just haven't heard about it. They don't exactly put it on the wiki page for some reason. That should be a section. It should be a mandatory section for every pro player by name, like controversies or suspicions or whatever. Or just like cheating record. They could just call it cheating record because I mean that should be part of their stats, honestly, when they show their name on live stream. So if I'm not mistaken, and I very well could be, I think they've lost 5 people so far out of the Mythic Championship circuit, I guess you would call it. We got that one dude, then we got, it wasn't Fabrizio, that was a Grand Prix. Owen, then we got the crazy Mexican Nazi chick. Like, legit gather up the gay people and gas them to death like Nazi, like straight up. That bitch said that shit, all right? Oh, and then she pulled a Kevin Spacey after it, which that's legendary. Then I don't think I even made a video about this. They keep coming so damn quick. I miss them once in a while. Carmine D and Yellow, I don't know what that says. He or she had Carmine, I have no idea. They were disqualified at Cleveland for drawing extra cards in round 15. Could have been an accident, could have been on purpose. Don't know. Awful lot of money on the line though, don't you think? Also, there's the fact that almost all pro players are cheaters. So now Watanabe's been DQ'd. Owen was DQ'd for harassment of women and just generally being a pushy perv. I don't even know how many names it is said. It's that many, and then I'm probably missing some. So Wizards is trying to give out, like, what is it, $8 million, $10 million, whatever the hell it is, for this whole year. But they keep losing so many people, it's actually becoming difficult to do what they said they're doing. And the funny thing is these tournaments are so small and everybody qualifies, I believe. I don't think anybody walks away with under a certain amount, 5K or something like that. That it's like, what do they do? Do they just spread it out between the rest of the people? Do they just give the next person in line more money? Which that wouldn't make sense. I legit don't know what they're doing. They can't hold the money because they legally are obligated to do what they said they are doing, which is giving out X amount of dollars. So many people are just getting kicked out left and right. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. They give the money to me. How about that? There's a solution. Maybe Mark Rosewater himself will see the light and he'll be a big fan of my meme remixes of him. By the way, check out that playlist if you haven't. It is dank as f***. And he'll show up to one of my live streams and send me like $10,000. I mean, let's be honest. He would have to be like 0.20 drunk like to do it, but I can dream, damn it. I can dream. But hey, by the way, if you want to support me without spending any money, link in the description to get your very own Discover credit card. Their support is 100% based in America, and they're freaking awesome. I've had to call Visa before. It's a nightmare. I've called them, and 3 minutes and we're done. They have better rewards, 5% cash back in some categories, guys. I just got $19 cash back, and I don't spend very much money. I mean, they do free dark web monitoring of your information get leaked literally for free. There's no annual fee, nothing. This is like the best damn credit card ever. I think right now they're doing no interest for 14 months. And hey, the new Masterpiece piece of shit is coming out. So if you're into that kind of thing, I don't judge. Just kidding. Did you see my video? I judge all the time. Don't listen to the people saying, here's what it's worth. And when new cards come out, they never go down in price over time ever. Don't listen to those Pop-Tarts. But if you're going to buy it anyway for personal reasons or you're just that damn rich, get a Discover card. The application, like I said, the annual fee is $0, so it costs you nothing and it makes me a buttload of money. I'll be perfectly honest. I get $50 per person that signs up. But also, I wouldn't be plugging it if I don't agree with it, and you should see the last 5 sponsorships that people tried to give me. Holy crap. That'll be a hell no from me, bro. I'm gonna get a 0 to 10 on that one. I mean, it's like some illegal website. It's some freaking bootleg-ass Chinese But like Discover, that's my bros, all right? Look them up. They're cool. They're cool. So if you're cool too, check out that link in the description. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next video.